Once again, you listen to the King Noble Blog Talk Radio Show, Black Supremacy Paradigm Shift. Join my website, www.kingnobleBlackRulership.com. Please donate, show your support, support Black Supremacy Broadcasting, Black Supremacy Media. We need your support. Donate. Take the money and resources that you give into white man and white supremacy and impulsively donate and give some to your own people. Give some to your own black nation, black empowerment, to the resistance movement against white supremacy. There'll be stronger resistance if you support the resistance against white supremacy. I don't think nobody would deny that this black supremacy movement is the strongest resistance against white supremacy going on right now. You want to see stronger resistance? See, resistance is semi-sovereignty. Because if you study the slave rebellions, you got the Gullah people, you got different rebellions that went on. And rebellion, successful growing rebellion is semi-sovereignty. See, we got people only talking about sovereignty from a governmental perspective, dealing with United States case law, dealing with how the white man defines sovereignty. But I want to know, how would a person coming out of slavery define sovereignty? That means you got off the master's plantation and you get into a point where you're kind of self-sustainable and you're able to do what you want to do, and white people don't want to come to where you at and they really don't want to fuck with you. That's sovereignty. The rest of the shit, going down, filing out some paperwork and reading out the Black's Law Dictionary and reading the white man's definitionary, igniting you to continue to be deaf, going off the white man's interpretation of international law and treaties and all that, still dealing with the white man. I'm not dealing with that definition of sovereignty. I'm dealing with this. They was telling us what to do, what we could and couldn't do at this moment. They were enforcing themselves and pushing themselves up on us over here, threatening us, got us living in fear, and got us subjugated to their laws, codes, zonings, and ordinances. And now we go over here, and they don't want to fuck with us no more because they know we're amassing power ourselves, where we have some say-so and some power to define our own destiny, create our own community and our own reality. That's sovereignty. So let's bring it on down to earth. People didn't become sovereigns because they was particularly trying to create some type of political ideology. They became sovereigns. The interest in sovereignty was to get this white man up off our ass. That's how we started off with the sovereignty conversation. Let's not get twisted. We started off with sovereignty because we were under the economic, spiritual, financial, and psychological oppression of white supremacy. And we wanted some freedom. We wanted to be able to teach our children what we want to teach them. We wanted to birth our own children. Am I right? It's a lot we wanted to do on our own. So when you get to where you build up enough resistance, where you can get to where you can amass this sovereignty and these freedoms and liberties to do what you want to do, you are now building up sovereignty. It's that simple. That's not overcomplicated. You don't got to fill out 1,000 paperworks, 1,000 forms. When you're able to gain the respect and stand on what will give you the liberty to build and create what you want for your family and your people and your community, now we're amassing sovereignty for our people. That's what sovereignty look like in real time. That's a fact. So you're supporting a resistance movement, and resistance will ultimately turn into sovereignty. That's how all sovereignty started. Look at the history of America. They resisted Europe, right? They resisted the British. And that resistance grew into, look, now we're creating our own sovereignty. We're creating our own nation. Now we got our own territory. We're doing it like we're doing it now. So come on. Start off with resistance. Don't jump to just trying to be an international diplomat. Don't jump to just saying, look, the white man accepts me. Don't jump to trying to use the enemy's laws and the enemy's reality in order to validate your reality, because that's what you're trying to get away from. Start with just simple resistance. Build up that fucking resistance. Build it up strong and hardcore. And as that resistance builds, them crackers is like, you know what? Them niggas is strong down there. We can't fuck with them niggas. They doing their own thing. We don't even go down there. They got it solid. They got their own community. We don't go up in there. We don't bother them. That's sovereignty. That's getting towards sovereignty. So let's stop overcomplicating this and making this like, people get so shot out into space and so lost and so political with their terminology that they just go back. They just get confused and just go back to work. And just go back to church and just say, shit, I don't even know what sovereignty was no more. Nigga, you know what getting these crackers up off your back is. You know what that is? You know what them ruling over you, telling you what you could and what you cannot do, and I'm going to lock you up, and you can't drive this way, and you know what that is, and then being able to do what the hell you want to do? You know what that is. Come on now. The point is that these pseudo-intellectuals, capitalists, their whole purpose is to confuse you to continue to make money. Well, they didn't got so deep and so intellectual, they didn't make you forget about what you even stand for. They made you forget why you start growing your hair natural and change your diet and start deciding you're going to homeschool your children and start studying natural health. They made you forget why you was doing that in the first place. They thought you was, they got it, they construed it to such a degree that they made it that you were studying all this to get back in line with the white man, so that the white man can validate you and accept you. That's why you was doing all of that. Are you serious? So you started off, in the beginning, ran into these conscious pseudo-intellectual capitalists. By the time you get through that diabolically confusing conversation, on the other end of that, you seeking acceptance from the white man again. I mean, wow, that's deep. That's mind-blowing. So we got to, let's not get confused about what we wanted when we were going for sovereignty and what sovereignty really means for us. It really means that we can create our own reality and get these crackers up off of us by any means necessary. Back these motherfuckers up. Once again, you're listening to King Noble, Black Supremacy Paradigm Shift Radio. Every night I've been coming at you all religiously and consistently, late in the morning, because that's the best time, prime time. So look for me every night. Don't just listen tonight, get on tomorrow. I guarantee you continue to listen to this show, you will not be the same person. You will not be the same. Keep listening to this show. You are actually going to wake the fuck up, I guarantee you. And that's why I try to get you to invite as many friends, family, and relatives to the show so they can wake up. Because I guarantee you there's no way that you can listen to this type of consciousness that I'm putting out, this type of black supreme thought, the high level of expanded thought that I'm putting out. There's no way that you can continue to receive this into your consciousness and be the same. You would have to turn into a God on the other end of that. You have to become powerful and get a firm stance after hearing this. You would have to go beyond fear, lack, doubt, and limitation and know who you are and be able to manifest the things that you have the capability to do. This is a divine meditation coming on at night on this radio show. So I want you to stay tuned in, stay listening, but invite your friends, families, and relatives to hear this. And make sure you join my website, www.kingnobleblackrulership.com, and donate. Share your resources so that we can continue to build this thing. Resistance will turn into a stronger existence. Resistance will turn into a stronger existence. We start off with resistance, and we end up at a sovereign on the other end. A little resistance will turn into a rebellion will turn into our own territory. That's a fact. And the ability to make war and defend our own territory will turn into a nation. It's simple as that. We don't have to overcomplicate it.